The one, Mason Greenwood, Money Mace. This is a tricky subject. Should he come back to the Prem? Will he come back to the Prem? I know he's been linked to quite a few clubs. I'm seeing Tottenham, I'm seeing Arsenal with his name in the mix because at the moment he's flying for Marseille. And he even was flying when he was out in Spain as well. But the problem is people want to see him back in some people want to see him back in the Prem. He should really be playing in the Prem, but with everything that went on with him, I'm not going to obviously dive too deep into his case. But with his situation, I mean, he's just living his life now. He's still with his partner. I think it might even be his fiance now. They've got a couple of kids, and he's just playing his football. But I think the problem lies with him coming back to the Premier League is the fact that, right, he might not have been convicted of anything or got anything, but everybody heard the audio, which that's where the problem lies, isn't it? Regardless of the outcome, everybody heard it. Regardless of what you're doing, everybody heard it. That's why I felt like he could never play for England again. They just won't allow it. They won't allow him to play for England. It will bring too much noise for what's going on. So obviously he's now changed to, I believe he's going to go play for Jamaica now, which is good. Like, you know, he's gonna help them out because he's a top quality player. He should have been in the England team. He was there. He scores all the time. He's proven it again. But in regards to the original point, should he come back to England? I'm on the fence. I'm half and half. Half of me thinks that yeah, just he's doing his thing. He's just playing, innit? Let him come back. But then the other half understands as to why he can't come back to the Premier League. One is too much of a negative on whatever club he goes to. It's noise that's not really needed. Is it worth it? I believe clubs will weigh up whether it's worth it or not, and it's probably not. Also, with the way the women's game is growing and the involvement in English football at the moment, it wouldn't work because I believe the men's team, especially at the top level, the men's team is a lot around the women's team as well. They all seem to be together, majority of them, from what I see. And I think it causes too many problems. It might make people feel uncomfortable. And as I said to you, it's just not worth it for the club in the long run. But I do think he's a top class player, and he will probably go be top class in another country playing football, which is fine. It's a shame not to see him doing that here, because I believe, although he was out wide, he should have been challenging Saka. Although he was out wide, I do believe he was the next in line from Harry Kane. I believe he's going to mould him into a 9. A bit like a Daniel Sturridge. You remember Daniel Sturridge? Daniel Sturridge was out wide. Plays very similar to Greenwood. Then he moved into the 9. I feel like that was Greenwood's destiny. He was there to take over from Kane. And yeah, he messed it. he messed it. But nah. Let's. I was listening to some podcast. Well, I saw a clip even. I didn't listen to the whole podcast. I saw a clip, and they were discussing about Mason Greenwood and if they think he should come back. So have a listen to this podcast. What they was discussing.
Mason Greenwood back to the Prem, man.
Yeah, see that topic's
Bring Mason Greenwood back to the Prem, bro.
That's a bit.
You know what? No one can grill about Mason Greenwood playing because he's still playing. He's still playing. So no matter how controversial it is, he's still playing, bro. He's across the pond, bro. And he's a baller.
Yeah,
he's actually a baller. So if I'm watching him play football, I enjoy watching Mason Greenwood play, bro. I can't lie. I watch him. You can't hate. At the end of the day.
You know what? I hear him to an extent, as I always say. But the thing is, football's it's a money game, right? So you got to understand from a business perspective that sponsors play a big role in football. Now, you got to be certain that sponsors will be happy for him to come and play here, play in your team. You got to verify all of this. You then got to run it through. As I said to you, the women's team is all involved. Everybody there, because you can't have people feeling uncomfortable. The situation did make many people feel uncomfortable, especially if you listen to the audio. As I said, regardless of the outcome, it made several people feel uncomfortable. And the problem is, as I said, it's a business. You can't just be saying, yeah, let's forget about it. Just because you forget about it, let's forget about it. Let's just bring him. It's tough. I don't think it could work. But he is doing his thing abroad, which doesn't cause much of a stir because the incident and situation didn't happen there. They might not know the extent of everything. So he's just kicking his ball, just getting on with it, living his life, which is good. But I personally believe it's not possible for him to come back to the Premier League and play football. It just wouldn't work. It's too much heat, and I don't think a club would even bother taking the chance, especially at top flight level. I don't think they'll take the chance. But as I said, we could see him in the World Cup for like Jamaica or something. Imagine if he was in the World Cup for Jamaica and then played against England. That would be crazy. But nah. As I said to you, he's doing his thing. I think what they're discussing on the pod, it's interesting. Everyone's got their different debates. If you're a football guy, of course you want to see him. You want to see him at your club. I want to see him at my club. But don't believe it'll work. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the situation. Do you think it is possible for Mason Greenwood to come back to the Premier League and play football and there be no consequences, no repercussions on the club? Do you think the club would just be okay? Do you think everyone has to get on with it, find a solution for him to play? Or are you in the camp that with me that thinks that it's just not possible and it's too much of a headache for a club to even bother? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.